Hey guys, so my husband and I had another infertility appointment today. So we got back our results from the MRI and she'd kind of spoken to me a little bit about it over the phone, and I think I touched on that in my last video. So pretty much today we were finding out what the next step was. She revealed to me today that she actually feels that maybe I do have endometriosis, but it hasn't shown up in any of the tests. She said even if you've got it just a little bit, it may, I don't know. To be honest with you, we've just kind of gotten home and I'm just feeling a little bit emotional about the whole thing. And it seems that the only real option she feels is IVF, which for us is just so scary because financially we're not in a place where that is a reality. But she is thinking that maybe an IUI might be a first step before IVF. She said it's something that may work for us, it may not work for us, but it's definitely something good to do in the interim, just so that we can then say, right, we've tried that, it didn't work. Obviously it's quite a lot cheaper than IVF, and I don't know whether it was because she feels sorry for us. She said she's going to do it for us at a discounted price. So instead of it being about $1,100, I think, all up, it's going to be just under $1,000, I think. So and that's with all of Simon's sperm testing and all the ultrasounds I have to have and everything like that. So we have booked in that we are going to do that in my October cycle. So if my periods are regular, I'm actually due for my next period this time next week. So if that comes on time, then we should be pretty well set to start on, I think it's the 14th or 15th of October, because she's going away this month, so we can't do it this month and we wouldn't have the finances to do it right now. Anyway, the first step of the IUI is for me to call on my first day of the cycle, so which is obviously the first day of my period. Then I'll come in around day 10 or 11, and she said she's going to do an ultrasound and just see how everything's looking, and from there they'll be able to kind of see, I'm guessing that's when they're going to see how my ovaries are looking and whether my uterus looks like it's in the right type of stage. And because I have the two uteruses, she said we're going to just see which ovary seems to have, looks like it's going to release the egg or the most amount of eggs or something, and see which uterus looks like it's in the most prime condition. So I don't quite know how. She said we're going to try really hard to get it into the uterus that we feel is where the egg is going to be released. So fingers crossed that it works. So she kind of, I suppose it was still our decision whether or not to do the IUI, and I feel like it would kind of be silly not to do it because it is a lot cheaper than IVF, and if it works then awesome. We haven't had to fork out thousands and thousands of dollars. And when I say that we've got to pay about $1,000, we have to pay $1,000, but then we get quite a bit of it back from Medicare. So I think we'll only be about $400 out of pocket, which is good, but we still have to come up with that money to start with, which for a lot of people might be easy, but for us, one income family, not much savings, is a jump. But we are just hoping and praying that it's all going to work out. And I mean, we've still got this cycle in between, so it would just be amazing if we would fall pregnant naturally and then we'd save the money. Bit of wishful thinking there. So I don't know, she was kind of like, yep, let's do the IUI, but then at the same time not heaps confident that it was even going to work. So we just have to give it a go, I suppose, and just hope and pray that this is going to take. And, you know, apart from this, I have been feeling really positive and just relaxed about it, and just knowing that it's going to happen. And I think today that just turned things on its head a bit, and yeah, just feeling a bit emotional and just a little bit deflated. I feel that I really thought coming into this, I had great expectation that she was going to say, yep, let's go forward and do an IUI, or let's go forward and put you on Clomid. And, you know, I asked about the Clomid because I know so many of you have been put on it, and I kind of, you know, people have said to me, why hasn't she put you on it? She said that from the tests that she's done, I am ovulating on my own, and she said that studies have shown that, you know, giving me Clomid if I don't really need it can actually be more detrimental to my health, and it can actually, in some cases, make the uterus lining not quite as the best conditions for, you know, obviously if you're not ovulating or anything like that, then it's going to help because it's going to obviously do all these awesome things. But for me, she said it's just not going to be worth it for right now because I'm ovulating on my own. So, and I seem to be pretty regular, but she said doing the IUI will help to actually see if I am regular and how my cycle actually works, because I'm going to go in a few times and she's going to do all these scans and whatever. So that'll be good too, even if it turns out that I don't get pregnant this time. Then we're going to at least walk away having a bit more information about my cycle, I suppose. So keep us in your prayers, and yeah, just positive vibes. Send them this way. We need them right now. And, you know, my husband and I are just, as we left the appointment, I guess he's just, you know, worrying about finances, and as men do. And so we're just, yeah, we'll be fine. But I think it's just the shock of, you know, this is really happening now, and things are going to, you know, if this doesn't work, then IVF is it. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I hope you're all well, and I'll be sure to update you when I have more news. Bye.